Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to fill you guys in on everything you need to know about episode 3 of becoming a Turo host. So in this episode I'm going to talk about what I did to get the car ready, a couple things that I missed in my last two videos. I'm going to fill you in on this one. It's now been a month. I've been through a bunch of Turo rentals for the month of April, so I'm going to take you guys through all of my expenses since the last time I checked in episode 2, as well as all the profits that I made throughout all my rentals in April, how many rentals it was, all the details, what I learned, everything like that. We're going to jump into that. I'm going to explain everything, break it down for you. I'll show you guys how I'm tracking all my expenses and all of my profits so that I can keep recording how much I'm out of pocket, total profits, everything like that. We're going to break it down. Now let's get into it. Before I do though, please make sure that you like this video as it does help me with YouTube's algorithm, helps me grow the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos for a giveaway contest that I'm doing for all of my subscribers at every tier that I get to with new subscribers. You can hear my little kitty in the background meowing because she just misses me so much. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, before I hop into everything, let's do a little recap. Here's everything that it cost me from episode 2. Total out of pocket was $729. And then here we're going to see what the total is between episode 1 and episode 2. Right now I'm out of pocket $3,188. Now let's hop into episode 3. Okay, so one thing that happened here right after the last episode was one of my reverse lights went out. Normally it would have cost me about $5 to fix, but I happened to have one in inventory, so I didn't have to do that. The next thing I did is I went and bought some cleaning supplies. One thing that I wanted to make sure was that I always have a super clean car for every time my Turo guests are renting it out so that I can help get to an all-star host status. One of the things I didn't want to pay for was a $14 car wash before every single Turo trip. Not only would it eat out of my profits for every trip, but if I had like only a one-day trip where I was only making a 40-day profit, well, there goes $15 of it almost. So it didn't really make sense. So what I did was went to Canadian Tire and I bought a bunch of cleaning supplies. So I bought a bunch of cloths, exterior soap, a washing mitt, some interior sprays, some Lysol wipes. Then I headed over to Dollarama because I needed to pick up a water bucket and some carrying tray for my supplies. For me, I have underground parking, so I don't have easy access to a garden hose, so I actually have to fill the buckets of water up, take them down, and then I can wash my car and clean it off with the water. If you're somebody that lives in a townhouse and you have a garden hose that's easy access, it'll be a lot more easy for you, but for me it's a little bit more difficult, so I actually have to carry water buckets down to my car before every Turo trip to wash it, and this way it saves me $15. So I figured after 4 Turo trips of washing out the interior and the exterior, it saves me from a car wash, and I still would have had to buy interior cleaning stuff as well. So this was definitely the better bet because I did not want to have to go through and pay $15 for a car wash every single time before a Turo trip that could only be one day long. Another thing I do before every Turo trip is I vacuum out the car. Thankfully I already had a vacuum, so it doesn't cost me anything extra, and I just went ahead and make sure I cleaned the car before every single trip. Now, the next thing was a GPS tracker. So I actually went about through 2 trips, and I thought I was going to be using BMW's tracking device that they can get with BMW Connected Drive services, which only would have been $75 for the year. But then I found out that the car I had didn't have navigation, so that didn't actually have any GPS tracking. So I went to Amazon. I purchased this GPS tracker. I actually really love it. If you want to get your hands on it, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. But it's actually a really good GPS tracker that you can install. I'm also going to create an install video, so the link will be at the top of the screen here if you want to see how to install this on your car. I highly recommend it. It's really good, simple use. I just open up an app on my phone and it tells me exactly where the car is, which is really nice. So the GPS tracker costs just under $80 to purchase off of Amazon. Super simple, SIM cards installed, but then you do have to pay for a subscription for the year, which was $226. I do really like this one. It was super easy to install and it's super easy to look. The app worked right away. As soon as you download it, it was easy. You logged in and boom. Now it's very simple for me to check it. Here's what the app looks like, Track Pro or Track Solid, and then you just zoom out and you can see exactly where your car is. So I really like this tracking app. It gives me peace of mind on my Turo rentals. The thing I installed in my car was a 407 transponder. This didn't cost me any additional money because I already had this one lying around for my last car that I had sold. So I just installed this in the car and switched over the plates on my 407 tracking bill. Okay, now I'm almost ready to tell you guys exactly how much I earned for the month of April. I'll give you a little teaser here on the summary screen, but before we hop into that, I want to show you guys what my Turo ad looks like, the photos that I'm using on my ad, what my listing is, and all the details for my listing. So these are the photos that I'm using for my Turo ad. I took it over to the exhibition place. I wanted to line it up so my first photo had that CN Tower in the background. Do some clean shots. I think I'm going to, in the future, get the car cleaned up a little bit more and redo some of these shots because I think they could be a little bit better. But overall, I think they were pretty good. And so far, made a pretty good impression because it's been rented out almost every single weekend since I listed this car on the Turo platform. All right, now we'll scroll down and I'll show you guys the rest of my ad, what the pricing is, what it looks like if you were a normal person who's going to be renting out my car. So far I've completed 9 trips now, but in this video I'm just going to focus on all the trips I did for April and not the last 2 that I've done for May here. There's a couple of trips that I did before I got this car, but this is what my Turo listing reads out. If you want to go ahead and read that, maybe you can gain some insight if you're looking to list a car on the Turo platform, so you can know what is attractive for a buyer to rent out these cars. Then scrolling down, we're going to go through some of the features that are on this car. And then I'm going to click the More button, and then I did add a lot of additional features. I basically went through my ordering guide and I found everything that I could add. So all the ones with the plus symbol there are all the ones that I added and didn't just click the checkbox for. And then some extras. So I went through and figured out every single thing I could do. So far nobody has requested these, so I haven't purchased any of them, and when somebody requests them I'll go purchase the child seat or whatnot. So far it's been all but nothing but 5-star ratings, which has been really good. I've got 6 ratings so far, so everything's looking really good, and I'm on my way to being an all-star host. Another thing I did in between the last episode 2 to this one, I did create a virtual delivery video to kind of go over the car before my guest took a host of it, and people liked it and they really enjoyed it. So I'm going to leave a link in the top of the video if you want to check that out, take a look at it, maybe get some inspiration for one of your own videos. But I find it's really good since I've yet to meet a single person. Every single Turo trip has been a contactless delivery, and the virtual delivery video I made is a really good tool so that customers are able and comfortable with the car once they get the keys and ready to go, and especially how to use the lockbox as well, which is very important for my whole system I have going here. Okay, now let's review my performance of my car. So everything has been 100%, which is really good. 100% acceptance rate, response rate, commitment rate. Haven't canceled a single trip. Everything is 100%. My next assessment is going to be July 15th, and I just need to get 3 more trips until I will be registered as a all-star host. So I'm going to keep up the good work, and we'll see you with an all-star host in July apparently, which is really good. Going to my reviews, which you guys kind of already saw, but 100%, all of them in 5 stars, which is really nice. But I have been working really hard to make sure I always have a clean car. People have really been enjoying the 3 Series BMW, which is awesome. It's exactly what I thought. Now let's hop into the earnings. So total earnings so far was $460, but for the month of April I made $374, which is pretty awesome. Now let's see the transaction views and break it down. So I had 5 trips. First one was $105, $89, $46, and $43. And the last one was $90, making that total of $374, which is pretty awesome for my first month. It's pretty good. Paid for the car. As you can see, I do have some upcoming trips booked for May, and I've done a couple trips in May, but you'll have to check out the episode 4 for a May review of what everything ends up. And just to give you some idea, some of my settings, pickups, I'm always available. I'm just going to kind of go through some of the other settings that are on my account. Check out the vehicles, my calendar, where it's booked for in the future, which is really nice. I like the Turo platform. Allows you to see what your days that are going to be renting out the cars are for and what they're going to be, which is really cool. Now let me show you guys my pricing structure. So I have it on automatic setting, minimum $52, maximum price is $133. I don't want it to get to be too much money. I did do the first trip a custom price of $50, and I figure I'll let Turo do its thing and automate it and see if it works. I do the discounts. They're pretty minimal. I don't like to discount the car too much, 5%, 10%, 15%. Enough that the customer feels like they're getting a good deal, but not enough that I'm just like losing money on longer bookings. And early bird booking is a really good one where it's a 5% discount if they book over a week ahead of time, which helps fills up my calendar and gives you kind of a little bit of security moving forward, which is really nice. So it's always good to incentivize people to do it early. And then my delivery locations, I do have set up about $30. The main reason I did this is the lockbox fee. If I have to pay for parking, I don't want it to be coming out of my profits. And then some of my descriptions of my welcome message, everything like that. My car guide, so there's a link to that virtual delivery video that I was talking about earlier. Now, one of the things I've noticed, the distance included, I have it minimum at 300. I have noticed not a single guest has ever gone over and used 300. Average probably around 150. So when I was doing my math to see if the car was going to pay for itself, I definitely underestimated, and we're definitely going to get a lot more usage out of this car than I originally thought. And there's all my trips that have been taken on the car so far. Okay, so besides the cleaning costs, the GPS tracking, The only thing else that cost me money in the month of April was my loan payment and the insurance payment. So right now my fixed monthly expenses for this car is just over $600, but I only made just under $400 for the car. So technically for the month of April, it was a loss. I would say that the car pays for itself. It's just my insurance. So if I was somebody that had a lower insurance payment, I would definitely be in the profit margin there, but just my insurance is a little bit higher, and hopefully over the next couple of years I can bring that down. Okay, so with my April Turo profit, then also Turo messed up and gave me a free $37.50. So total out of my pocket for the month of April was $562.99. Hopefully I don't have any expenses moving into the month of May besides the loan payment and the insurance, and I can hopefully make a profit of more than $600 next month. As the price is going up, I'm getting better, more reviews, cars getting booked out more often. So yeah, hope for the best. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you absolutely smash that like button if you made it this far. Subscribe to the channel to stay more up to date with Turo info. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.